Hello Capricorn, and any Capricorns out there decided to join me. This is going to be your September monthly overview reading. This is a general message that is timeless, so whenever you find it, there's probably something in it that's meant for you, even though this is coming out for the month of September. You know, we're all in different places and different timelines, so there may be something like if you're being drawn to this message and it's, you know, at a different time and different, you know, even if it's a different year, you might be, you know, there might be something in this message that you're being drawn to. So you might want to listen through and see if there's, you know, there could be just one little thing that you're needing to hear, which is the reason you clicked on this video. So the way I do these readings is we pull 3 rows. I get the first row is going to be your conscious self, what you're feeling and thinking on a conscious level. You know, that's kind of how you're feeling and thinking in the world right now during the month of September. And then the second row is going to be your subconscious thoughts and feelings. And then the third row is kind of the outcome and how the subconscious and conscious mind comes together to form what we're, you know, what we're manifesting into our physical reality around us, because both of those things come into play in, you know, kind of determining what we manifest into our life and the things that are around us. So, then I'll pull 3 cards at the end from the universe, and we'll pull one final card from the Secret Language of Light Oracle deck to wrap this up. So you have the High Priest, High Priestess. So that's definitely, you know, that I'm really feeling like, you know, that talks about values, traditions. It talks about inner knowing, inner wisdom. You know, it's something you innately know, you know, innately understand, innately know. It also talks about, like I said, your values, your morals. And what I really feel like here is that going after what you want, Capricorn has been trying. You know, it's been very trying going after the things that you want. Like it seems like there's almost like a roadblock or something that's standing in your way that's causing you, you know, not to be able to go after what it is you desire and want. And I think with this High Priest, High Priestess card, you know, you're really starting to look at your beliefs and look at what might be limiting, you know, your limiting beliefs. So you have in your subconscious, you have 39, the fruit of life. So this, this is definitely, you know, fruit of life. This is, you know, the kind of the apple in Eden. It's that knowledge, again, speaking to knowledge, inner wisdom, you know, a knowing, you know, that knowing of something, and generating. It can also be, you know, the seeds of life, so to speak, and the seeds that we plant that we want to bear fruit. You know, what do we want to bear fruit? And, you know, if we have a limiting belief, which is what I kind of feel like there might be something, you know, a way of looking at something that you're realizing might be holding you back a little bit on doing what you want to do. It's seated in maybe, you know, the way you look at something, which is a limiting belief. If it's a perception or a way we look at something, and maybe we've always done something in the same way, Capricorn, like you've always done it a certain way, and by always doing it a certain way, you've generated the same results over and over again. So it's something like that where you're you know, you're kind of picking up on the pattern, I think, is what, you know, this really is, you know, a pattern, and it's picking up on the pattern of where you've been kind of holding yourself back and stopping yourself. Like you're seeing the cycle, you're seeing the pattern for what it is what I'm really picking up on. You've lived enough life, you've had enough things happen that you're starting to see the pattern of how things keep playing out in your life in a certain way, is what I'm really picking up. And then for also, we have in the subconscious, you have the Seven of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. So, this is definitely, Two of Wands talks about, for me, it really talks about almost like a choice, two paths you can take. But for her, this, like, she doesn't even, that other wand is not even like on the, she doesn't even have a wand. She has a sword, but she doesn't even, like, those two wands aren't even there. Usually you see them on the card. This is somebody that is kind of looking down over their life, kind of reflecting and looking down over their life. And, realizing, like I said, I really feel like a lot of this is realizing that you've done the same things over and over again, and that something needs to change, that you need to do something differently to have your, to be able to have your dreams and wishes come true. And with the Seven of Pentacles here, that's fostering those seeds that I talked about, the seeds of life, the seeds to change your circumstances and to change your life, and understanding that you have to plant those seeds in the right place to bear fruit, to bear the fruit that you want to you want to see in your world around you. And then with the Knight of Pentacles here, this just talks about that this is something you're slowly, like in your soul, it's slowly coming to light. You're starting to slowly get the realization, like I said, of this, of the fact that there's something that you've been doing over and over again. That's been a repeating cycle, something that seems to keep happening for you, like you're dating the same type of people and having the same types of relationships, or you get stuck in the same types of jobs and the same types of positions, or your friends do the same things to you. Maybe, you have friends that always act in the same way to you. It's something to that effect. I mean, it's going to be different for every person out there, but it's something along, that kind of, if you look at it kind of that way, you might be able to help you pinpoint what it is that is in your life, Capricorn, this may be talking to. It's one of those areas of life where it just seems like you seem to attract the same type of people, the same type of job, the same type of something, the same type of results. In certain situations, like people may always treat you the same, something to that effect. So then we're going to go ahead and look at the outcome here and see what we get for your outcome. This is how everything comes together and manifests into your reality. And here we have the Page of Pentacles, which is a downgrade from that Knight. It's actually downgrading. And that's like a little bit of you not having the confidence or the skills, or feeling like you have the skills that you need to go after your passions, to go after what it is you desire. Kind of what we talked about. And feeling like you can't do it. Like there's something holding you back, kind of like we talked at the beginning, that this is really showing, where that conflict of holding yourself back, from, standing in the energy of the Empress, which is somebody that can manifest abundance and create, the Empress energy is a very attracting energy. It brings, things come to her. She doesn't have to go after things come to her. And so this is the type of energy I think that you're trying to embrace, but it's very slow, and because there's a little bit of a lack of confidence, like an insecurity. And I think that insecurity is seated in the fact, Capricorn, that, you keep getting the same results. And so it's made you feel, like it's kind of broke down your confidence, where you don't feel like you can make something happen. You can't get what you want because it seems to never happen for you. So you kind of lost confidence, and you've lost faith in yourself and in the universe, in a sense, that you're going to get what you want, that you can get what you want, that you can attract what you want. And this is kind of your own conflict, you know, that you've kind of stood in your own way a little bit here. And when, you know, to fulfill your wishes and dreams, you've kind of almost stood in your way a little bit. You look, you know, that she's got her back almost turned to this wishing well, you know, almost like closed eyes, blindly wishing on something, you know, and then wondering why it doesn't happen, or you know, not really seeing, you know, how do I want to say this? It's kind of, you know, like because you're doing things the way that you've always done them, Capricorn. And that's where the heart of the matter comes in, is like, it's only when, if you do things in the same way, and I kind of said this already, if you do things in the same way, you're going to get the same results. It's only when you think outside of the box and think, you know, think in a way from a new perspective, that you're going to change something and get different results. And I do see you, Capricorn, trying to do that, you know, by using, you know, stepping into your power as the high priest, high priestess, and tapping into your intuition and your knowledge and the wisdom of, you know, your inner wisdom of what you've learned and experienced so far in this lifetime, you know, by seeing those patterns and seeing the cycles. Then it helps us understand how how those cycles are happening, and then we can make the changes that we need to make to change the circumstance, to change the results. And I see that's kind of in September. I think that you're going to start seeing some of the ways in your life that you have been stuck in a rut, you know, that needs to change, is what I really feel like. I think you're going to really start seeing that, Capricorn, when it comes, you know, in this next month. You're going to start seeing, if you're not already seeing it, you're going to really be, you know, really start seeing where you're in a rut, or where you keep repeating things in your life that are holding you back from getting the results you want to have, you know, holding you back from having these, you know, the stable, the beginning you want that leads to your wish fulfillment, you know. Yeah, I mean, you want to move toward, you know, away from the past, you know, the past behaviors and the past circumstances and the past results of things, and you're wanting to move into a new destination, a new place. And this could be even, I'm even picking up a little bit of traveling, that maybe, you know, it may require changing locations to do this, you know, and having a new beginning, a new start somewhere else. I don't always pick that up, but that kind of came through. So I am going to mention it, that for some of you, Capricorn, it might be changing locations, you know, meeting new people, doing new things, doing stuff in a way you've never done them, that might help shake up the energy and break it loose and change the rut that you're in. That's what I'm really picking up, you know, is that need to be honest with yourself and see things for the way they are, and be ready to make the changes that you need to make. So that's what I really have. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up with as a final card, I've been pulling at one of these oracle cards from the Secret Language of Light deck, oracle deck, and because they've been really going you are the third one that has gotten this card today. This is, I don't remember the other signs, but you're definitely the third one that's gotten this card. And it really is beautiful, because it really talks about, you know, looking inside yourself and asking the right questions, and trusting, like, asking. And I actually think that this came out, whoever's reading it was before, one of the readings I did, they got the exact same card in this position as well, with this oracle card. Both came out in the exact same spots. Again, like, this came out in the same spot as another sign, and I don't remember what sign that is, but you probably could breeze through and look at my overviews and like see the placement of the cards. And if you see this card down in the corner for another sign, then that's probably, that's the one I'm talking about. And I don't know if those two, if you're tied with that sign, or if it's maybe another aspect or another sign in another aspect in your natal chart or not. Which it's great if it is, because that means it just is adding to the message for you if you have that sign in your chart as well. That might help you. Seeing both videos and both messages, both readings might add to the insight and understanding of what what needs to happen, or what needs to change, or to help you facilitate and get past this, this cycle, this repeating cycle that you're stuck in. It's almost like it might be a little bit of a karmic cycle in a sense that you're trying to break free of. And so for 16, ask your soul. This is wise questions create wise answers. Something you have asked for will soon turn up in your life. Every time you request something, you plant a seed in your quantum field or vibrational reality where it begins to grow and move towards you. This is how we create and expand consciousness. Asking is the first step in creation. It only needs to be about 10% of the creative process, but somehow, for most of us, it makes about 90%. If we don't see any evidence our wishes and desires are coming into existence, we keep asking. This holds us in place where the answers can't be heard. What you desire is on its way. You only need to ask once. It doesn't matter whether it is out loud or in your mind, because the universe interprets vibrations, not words. So the one thing that stuck out in this when I read this is the fact that when we keep asking the question over and over again, we don't make a space to hear the answers. Hear the answers the universe might be trying to give us. Like, we might be so busy focused on the question. So give me a second. Sorry, that's my cat feeder. I didn't realize it was 3:00. At least where I'm at. So, so really, I'm really being drawn to the fact that, like I said, that when you get in your own way, like if you're really desiring and wishing something, and you keep focusing on the problem or what it is you want, sometimes we miss the signs and that the universe is sending us. They may be sending us the answers that we seek, but we're not hearing them and not seeing them because we're not paying attention, because we're so focused on the problem that we're not focused on the answer. That we're not leaving ourselves open so that the answer can come to us. And I think that's where it's like you've been kind of blindfolded in a way, why you're repeating these patterns, because I think that you haven't looked at them in a new way. Like I said, I think, this is somebody, I said after this Two of Wands, this is somebody that is looking back down over their life and evaluating it, and I really feel like, that's kind of where you're at, like you're really realizing something needs to change. Something really needs to change in the way you're doing things, because you're tired of getting the same results in some kind of circumstance. And I think that you might have been, by what's coming through, you might have been focused on the problem and not necessarily the solution, or not being open to the universe stepping in and providing you with the answers, seeing the signs and the synchronicities that the universe is trying to show you to help point you in the right direction, to get you on the right path to changing the results that you're trying to, the things you're trying to change in your life, Capricorn. So that's what I have for you this week. If this message resonates with you, hit the like button down below. That not only tells me the message resonated with you, but it shares your energy with me. And that way I can pick up on it for future readings. Also, feel free to leave any comments that you'd like to down below. I read all the comments. Plus, sometimes it can help by leaving a comment. You know, it might help another fellow Capricorn out there that watches and reads, watches the reading and reads the comments. So it sometimes isn't just for me. Sometimes it helps other people as well. So keep that in mind. Feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you as a part of my tribe and join me as I do this reading every month, plus a few other ones each and every week. I really appreciate every single person that has supported my channel and comes and watches my reading and supports me and supports the growth of my channel. I thank you so much if you do. I wish you the very, very best this month and going forward. Thank you so much once again. Joy, love, and light.